This week at NASA.
This is a very exciting mission. It's nice that we have this for the team to go and execute for Atlantis' last scheduled mission.
The teams have done a phenomenal job down here. Again, the vehicle is ready to go fly, is a true testament to the work that the teams have done down here at the Cape.
With a green light from NASA managers, Space Shuttle Atlantis and its 6-member STS-132 crew is ready to fly May 14th, while Commander Ken Ham, pilot Tony Antonelli, and mission specialists Garrett Reisman, Michael Good, Pierce Sellers, and Steve Bowen continued preparations for their mission to the International Space Station. Shuttle technicians readied Atlantis for its scheduled 12-day flight. That included loading the orbiter with hypergolic propellants, chemicals that ignite when they come in contact with each other. The propellants are used to help steer the shuttle in space. Atlantis will deliver a cargo carrier with hardware and spare parts for the ISS, as well as a Russian-built mini research module 1 called Rosvet, or Dawn, that'll be permanently attached to the station's Zarya module. Launch time on May 14th is 2:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch. Stop.
The first test of the fully integrated launch abort system for the Orion crew vehicle was successfully completed at the White Sands Missile Range on May 6th. The Pad Abort 1 test is part of an ongoing mission to develop safer vehicles for human spaceflight applications.
The performance was just absolutely astounding, and we have a lot of relieved and very happy people out there to see all this hard work that they've done come to fruition.
It's the first abort system the U.S. has developed since Apollo, but it's much more advanced. It has more capability, advanced technologies that will be of value to us in the future.
The information gathered through the test will help shape future emergency escape systems for crews.
Wow. That went like clockwork.
Gunter Wendt, the first pad leader for NASA's manned space program, died at his home in Merritt Island, Florida, following hospitalization for congestive heart failure and subsequent stroke. Born and educated in Berlin, Wendt became an American citizen in 1955. He worked at Cape Canaveral as an engineer on missile projects for McDonnell Aircraft Corporation, later overseeing spacecraft on the launch pads and all personnel who had access to them in the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo programs.
Essentially, I was responsible for the spacecraft preparations for launch. With other words, once the spacecraft hit the Cape, then we had to coordinate who wants to do what or who must do what from the time it got here until we launched it.
Wendt was the last man astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins saw before launching to the moon.
I wasn't made to do repetitive jobs. I always said, look what you like to do, then find out what it takes to get the job, and then convince the powers to be that you're the man they need to do. So I always would go after the job I like to do, and anything new, fascinating, was it.
Gunter Wendt was 85. NASA's Terra and Aqua satellites continue to help the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration keep an eye on the recent Gulf oil spill. NOAA is the lead agency on oil spills, and periodically captured imagery provided by the 2 NASA spacecraft are helping supplement data needed to assess the extent of the accident. The slick from the spill is expected to bring devastating economic loss to the Gulf Coast region. At the Dryden Flight Research Center, the newly dubbed Full-Scale Advanced Systems Testbed, or FAST aircraft, has begun flights to demonstrate the workings of its research flight control system.
Good, clear for half stick 360 roll.
All right. Go left.
The demonstration flights are part of NASA's Integrated Resilient Aircraft Controls, or IRAC project, Data from Iraq will be used to design and develop aviation systems better enabled to safely fly and land damaged aircraft.
There's a nice one for you.
We've explored deep craters, we've climbed mountains, we've survived rover-killing dust storms, and several harsh cold winters. And the adventure is still not over for these two intrepid vehicles.
The team that operates the NASA rovers already on Mars, Spirit and Opportunity, was honored by the Space Ops organization with its 2010 award for outstanding achievement. The presentation was made at the group's annual conference held in Huntsville, Alabama.
My team, the team that has earned this, goes to work on Mars every single day. I have the great pleasure of being up here to accept this award, but it really is an award that goes to not only the 10 people listed on the certificate, but the hundreds of people that have contributed and continue to contribute on this really great project. Thank you all very much.
Also honored with the organization's International Space Operations Exceptional Achievement Medal was Gene Kranz, former Apollo flight director and head of mission operations at the Johnson Space Center in Houston.
We had a marvelous group of astronauts led by Deke Slayton, mission operations by Christopher Columbus Kraft, and a spectacular team of contractors that supported us throughout this process. So on behalf of all these folks, we thank you.
Space Ops was founded in 1990 to foster continuous technical interchange on space mission operations and ground data systems, and to promote and maintain an international community of experts on space operations. For the second consecutive year, the NASA.gov website was honored with the People's Voice Award in the government category by the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences in its annual Webby Awards competition. JPL won the People's Voice Webby in the science category for climate.nasa.gov, and NASA Home and City 2.0 was selected as the government Webby winner by the organization's panel of judges. From better brakes and safer tires to heat-resistant paint and cleaner emissions, NASA's contributions to the auto racing world and drivers everywhere were featured in the traveling exhibit From Rockets to Race Cars at Virginia's Richmond International Raceway. Highlights were a quarter-scale NASA Benefits race car and a wheel exhibit, which includes a NASCAR tire, Shuttle tire, lunar rover tire, a lunar tweel, a non-pneumatic tire wheel combination, and a spring tire. Fans could see, touch, and compare the wheels of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The Rockets to Race Car exhibit has a few more pit stops to make this spring, including the Darlington Raceway, the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and the Kentucky Speedway. And that's This Week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, log on to www.nasa.gov.